Welcome to all on BMN series. In this talk show, we are going to talk and create a voice and a global campaign to break the image, which has been portrayed in media for years and years. We have created this talk show to find out and hear from the men that what and how they change and what really makes them to get a sense of real be a man, how these speakers are breaking those typical concepts like to be macho, bodybuilder, and so on definition for being a man. These speakers are themselves creating a new definition of being a man. So let's join hands together to talk openly and redefine what is the meaning of be a man. And welcome and hear from our today's speaker, Professor Atul Kumar, who is joining us from India. Professor Kumar is a famous for his work in plant physiology. He has worked globally in various countries and has been recognized for his work. He has got various highest awards for his work and numerous international publications. So welcome, Professor Kumar.
Thank you very much.
It's been such a great pleasure to have you today. I'm really excited to hear from you. So let's start and tell us about your early life and growing up challenges.
Yes, please.
I'm asking if you could tell us about your early life and growing up challenges.
Okay. Uh, in fact, in my very early life, during my teens, I lost my father. And life was all that, a challenge for us, for our family. Myself and my brother, we were reared by our mother. So, as a matter of fact, even in the early days of my life, I always got influenced by the stellar, firm resolve of my mother. And I was so much influenced by her commitment for the life to get the things done, in spite of the fact that there may be any kind of a research constraints, but she never said it over. She overcame all the difficulties and everything. And it was only because of her effort that at least I am here in this condition. She nurtured our psychological thoughts, sentimental thoughts, our struggle in our career. She was always with us. She was an epitome of a learned woman of her times. While in those days, in the early 60s or so, women were not so much educated, but she had a very firm concept of life, how she had to rear her children. And it is absolutely her firm resolve that we are here today at this point of time. It was all about my early life, my childhood.
Yeah, and that's wonderful to hear the way that you explained about your early childhood, the contribution of your mother in your life, the way you are today. And listening all your experiences is really making me learn so much. So how did you use to express your feeling when you were a child? Was it like every child, crying, sad, emotional, excited, happy, or like the typical man, controlling your tears, showing boldness, be a tough man all the time? Like these kind of things has put in our brain since our very early age in this current society.
Okay, in fact, I may tell you, we always had a friendly relationship with our mother. So for that matter, for me, it never mattered for me
Yeah.
whether any man comes to my life or any female comes to my life. My mother was as good as a friend to me as my friends in my school.
Yeah.
So during that time, our early childhood was always filled with pleasure,
Yeah.
happiness,
Yeah.
joy, and come what may, whatever the challenge comes,
Yeah.
we shared it with our mother with all that resolved to get over it and to do something. So perhaps I can never recall my childhood anything sadness or anything
Right.
crying or something else. I don't remember any such thing.
Right.
Only thing I remember is
Mm-hmm.
we had a very friendly, affectionately and lovely relationship with our mother, and we were never taught any kind of that time prevalent images of a man, be a man, a macho man.
Yeah.
We cried that too in front of our mother.
Yeah.
We laughed in front of our mother. So as a
Mm-hmm.
matter of fact, whatever the prevalent traits were conceptualized for a man, they never mattered for us. Only one thing which mattered, that was a good human being, because we are homo sapiens.
Yes.
Only we are two different species,
Yes.
male and female.
Mm.
So it does not make any difference whether
Yeah.
I belong to one gender or the other gender. The
Yeah.
only thing which was inculcated in my character was to be a good human being for the society and for ourselves also.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to you explain that as at the end we all are human, and that kind of feeling if we carry in our mind, in our life, it can create a lot of sense for our fulfillment, for our live fulfill life. So it is really powerful way you explained about your experiences and all. So as you explained bit of about your mother experience, influence the way how she impacted your early life and all. Uh, how other women, if I ask you, like maybe your sister, aunt, grandma, friend, wife, or a daughter, or any other, shaped or helped you in your life the way you are today, part of your mother?
Well, very interestingly, just before this web dialogue,
Yeah.
a couple of days back, I was talking to my wife.
Yeah.
She just, casually asked me, because here we work in this society, in our college, there are so many women colleagues also.
Mm.
She asked me that how do you feel yourself, that what kind of a woman influenced your life.
Mm-hmm.
So incidentally, when I tried to gather my thoughts, I could only say that there are only two women in my life who shaped my life, my character. And before the marriage, it was my mother. And after the marriage, it was my wife.
Yeah.
So at no point of time,
Yeah.
the only thing is with the mother,
Yeah.
she inculcates the characters of, you can say, compassion,
Mm-hmm.
resilience,
Mm-hmm.
forbearance, and
Mm-hmm.
perseverance,
Mm-hmm.
which were inculcated in our character.
Yeah.
And then when I foresee the role of my wife in my life,
Yeah.
I completely ensured that she was always complimentary to my efforts,
Mm-hmm.
to my role in the society, to my role in my college. She was always complimentary and suggestive to it. And we always look that we do not get away from the path of our life which we have developed for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we both were working as a watchdog for each other
Yeah.
and as a complementary friend for each other. So this is what I say, that the role of my mother was inculcating certain important personality traits
Yeah.
which one can make a good human being,
Yeah.
and the role of my wife as continue to work on them, and we are still doing it
Yeah.
because it has to be practiced throughout the life.
Yeah.
And we always go on learning. At this point of time, when I am 63 years of age, at the verge of retirement, but I still feel myself as a child learning human behavior, social behavior,
Yeah.
and the nature of human beings. So as a matter of fact, we have learned that we need to be comfortable and relaxed from ourselves. If we are happy with ourselves,
Yes.
then the everything around us, be the society, our friends, our colleagues, we will be happy with those also. So we need to be comfortable with ourselves. This is what is the role of my wife and my mother in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very beautifully way you explained that be comfortable to first to ourselves, as you said, that kind of learning or that kind of thing you gain or you inculcate in your life through your help of your those wonderful women like your mother, your wife. And when we are talking all these things, it is definitely inspiring and motivating for me and for many of our audiences. So when we are talking all these things, maybe you would like to share any incident or stories where you find that yes, these kind of personalities traits today I am having because of that reason, a part of in generalizing.
Just please repeat your this thing, because your voice is not very clear. Please be
Yeah.
loud
So,
on.
yes. So my question is that it is really powerful way the way you explained your experiences. So when we are talking about the thing you learn about from those female person, as you mentioned earlier in your question in answer. So maybe some incident or stories would you like to share?
Okay. Uh, in our childhood and in our teens, we belong to a very mediocre or middle class family. And then I got admission in one of the most prestigious agricultural universities of India, the premier agricultural university of the world, Pantnagar Agricultural University.
Right.
I remember one thing when I got the admission letter for that university, and we were short of funds to join that university. But my mother made it a point that come what may, she will definitely help me to avail this opportunity. I remember those moments when she sold her a couple of gold ornaments so that we can arrange that money which is required for studying in that university. That, that sacrifice, you can say, because, ornaments, gold, they are very dear to any woman.
Yeah.
But see the concept of sacrifice of a mother. She can go to any extent to see her concept of her successful child come into being. So that has always been in the back of my memory, that how I have been brought up in my education, in my career, and in my successful life. thereafter. Another incident which, shaped my life, she met the girl whom I wanted to marry at the time of my studies during my post graduation. And as far as the financial status concerned, as far as the other parameters of the society were concerned,
Right.
our both families were not at par with each other. But as a matter of fact, my mother had seen that
Right.
the girl which I wanted to marry had a very firm commitment that she can lead a very successful and pleasant life with me. She could have got a, I don't know, I'm not sure about that, a better
Yeah.
person than me, because that time I used to consider myself as the best person for that lady,
Yeah.
that we can both nurture our feelings.
Yeah.
So, in spite of the all resistance from the society,
Yeah.
from the relatives, from the family members,
Yeah.
she made it a point
Yeah.
that she will definitely solemnize this marriage, come what may, and we ultimately got married in the Arya Samaj, because Arya Samaj does not entertain any kind of a class, creed, or anything, any such barriers.
Right.
And I am today with my wife, it is only because of the firm resolve of my mother that I can live happily ever after with this girl only. She
Yeah.
could foresee it.
Yeah.
I am 37 years into the marriage at the at the moment,
Wow,
but she
that's
could
beautiful.
foresee this kind of a life
Right.
way back in 1980s.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
my regards for the female species of Homo sapiens,
Yeah.
not because of my personal experience,
Right.
but even otherwise, I have seen that being a man means to me
Right.
being a wonderful human being,
Yeah.
being a complementary creature to your female species,
Yeah.
so that we can all live on this earth happily and joyfully.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful, and the way you explained, the way you presented this beautiful, in your life incident, it is really inspiring, and leaving a lot of meaning behind it. How one can see, how one can understand, and how the one should pursue a meaning of be a man, and rather like take as a human approach, take as a Homo sapien approach, rather than those images which media has created. So definitely breaking those shackles, breaking those barriers, breaking those meanings in your life is really motivating. But just what way you would like to define to our audience, what way they should pursue, or what way they should say or think themselves, the meaning of be a man.
Yeah, wonderful. I have to define myself as what do I think about myself as a man?
Right.
As a man, what I perceive is that I will have to be compatible and complementary to the other species of my gender. All kinds of nuisances which we see on media,
Yeah.
which define the macho man with 8-pack abs, with strong mustaches and cowboy lifestyle, it never influenced me.
Yeah.
Never ever. My thinking and my concept of being a man is, it's not only philosophical, it's what we practiced in my life.
Right.
We enjoyed it, and we also foresee to enjoy till we are alive.
Right.
So, being compatible to your female species, whosoever she is, it may be a colleague, it may be a daughter. We don't have any sister for that matter. But when I see my daughter-in-law, I could never tell about her that she's my daughter-in-law. No, she's my daughter. She's as good a friend of me as my sons.
Right.
So that is what those popular beliefs about being a macho man, they never ever influenced me. They never came into my consideration. So having compassion, having forbearance,
Right.
having resilience, and having perseverance. These are the key concepts of being a man. Rather than having five-pack abs, strong mustaches, an inflated ego, it is absolutely a misdefinition of being a man. They never ever, influenced me.
That's so thought-provoking, and listening. This is really insightful at the way you explain, and creating a new meaning of what is a really meaning of be a man. Because as we were talking about, we were seeing, we are listening, we are everywhere. When you see, they are trying to project the egocentric man who are having this body build up and macho and all. So what we just last thing, when if I ask you one message to our younger generation who are really influenced by these media, what way they can create that sense which we are privileged, or I can say, Professor, you are privileged to have that sense from very early age, how they can create that sense in their life.
In fact, what I see whenever I see the generation today,
Right.
Nowadays we are seeing a lot of short films on the internet, on YouTube.
Right.
And those concepts, they absolutely focus and pinpoint materialistic concept of our life. Be it a live-in relationship, everything is based on one's personal comforts, one's personal ambitions, one's personal achievements in the life. The only thing which is required is, whenever we are in some kind of a relationship, be it our mother, our sister, our wife, our girlfriend, or whatever, our whole emphasis is on what I can get from her, the other person. If ever our emphasis will be on what can I give to her, if that concept prevails in both the creatures, male and female, such kind of a materialistic concept of living a life, in all kinds of web series I see on the YouTube, I find them that all the relations, they ultimately they break upon, they fall apart, and everything is like that. It pinches me a lot, just because of the reason that they are all based on materialistic concept of our life. It is only thing that what I can get from her. Can we think that what I can give to her? If you think on those lines, what I can give to her, because when I am at peace with myself,
Yeah.
Then only I can be peace with somebody else, whosoever is my colleague, my boss,
Yeah.
and any person in the society. So the focus should change in any relationship or anything.
Mm.
What I can get from her on
Right.
this place, what I can give to her. That will be a true definition of be a man.
Yes.
This is my
That,
concept.
that's wonderful. And I totally agree the way you explain that what definition should be a man to, rather than having the thinking of accepting or getting, than giving and having appreciative and gratitude feeling towards the other person is a real meaning of be a man. I really appreciate, and I feel it's really powerful the way you explained about the what is the definition of be a man. And thank you so much, Professor Kumar, for creating this voice, creating this real meaning of be a man. It is such a great pleasure to hear from you and
Thanks
having
for
you.
giving this opportunity. I'm
Thank
grateful to
you.
you. Thank you very much.
And thank you for creating a meaning of be a man. And I want to congratulate you for your work and awards you received for your work internationally. It is really remarkable. A part of the work and all, you are creating real meaning of be a man in this society. You are creating a voice. And thank you once again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
And thanks to all viewers for becoming a part of this process by listening and watching and joining us to create meaning of be a man. And see you in the next episode. Till then, keep creating a better self and better society. Bye-bye.